Off a day.
Banana Scissors.
My name is Melanie Blas, and I'm a teacher at Simon Sanchez High School.
And my name is Napu Blas, and I'm a high school student at Father Duenas.
And we're here to share with you some of the projects we've been working on with Department of Agriculture for our Sihek and our cocoa. Our Guam kingfisher, our Guam Sihek.
The Guam Sihek it's endemic to Guam, just like the cocoa, and although it may be extinct in the wild, there are still around 140 birds left in captivity, being taken care of all over the U.S.
But someday we hope they'll fly free in the sky somewhere.
And here are more pictures of our beautiful Sihek.
We first got involved with the Guam Sihek when Suzanne Medina of Department of Agriculture asked me if I wanted to participate in a Sihek workshop.
And I wanted to participate as well because I was doing a research project for National History Day about the birds like the Sihek and the cocoa. So I thought it might be a good experience to join in. And my mom asked if I could participate as well.
It was an amazing experience to be among people
Conservation superheroes
doing such great things around Guam and around the world, saving species, gathered together to help save our Guam Sihek.
That are putting their amazing minds together to
come up with solutions, come up with ideas, come up with what are we going to do to help our Sihek to fly free in the wild somewhere.
It was super inspiring. And so this really inspired us to do a lot in order to do what we can do to help. And so one of the ways in which we helped was I made my website for my project, and you can see some screenshots of the website here. And since it was a history project, of course, it highlighted the history of the birds and also what we're doing in the present now to help get the birds back in the wild and what so many people around the U.S. are doing to help save our birds. And you can see here it highlights future as well.
Napu made some really nice maps. So he made these maps of the different places, showcasing the different zoos and aquariums in the different states that they're in, and the ones that are holding our cocoa and the ones that are holding our Sihek. And we use that as part of also our thank you campaign. So me being a teacher, high school teacher, I said, okay, well, what can I do to help? All of these people are doing such wonderful things for our Guam birds, but a lot of people on Guam don't even know about it. So I thought that a good way that I could help, especially because there's a lot of service learning requirements by law for people to graduate, and just because when I do projects with my students, I don't want it to be just something that they do, they get a grade and they're done. Like I like for them to do things that are important to not just their grade, but it's important to in the bigger picture, it's important to the world. So I involved my students in making thank you cards. So they did artwork, and I got a lot of teachers at my school, Simon Sanchez High School, to join in and have their students. So we had a lot of students from Sanchez, and we had students from other schools too, from elementary and middle school, which Napu will talk about. But they posted on social media. So we use their social media superpowers because they're always on social media anyways. So why not make your project, share it with the world, share what you learn and share what you're finding out about, and the people that are helping out our island and our birds, share it with the world.
These are superpowers for good. And also, my little brother's elementary school, Price, and my middle school, I was in middle school at the time, SIFA. We got both Price and SIFA involved. So students from elementary schools were making thank you cards about the Sihek. Students from middle schools were making thank you cards about the Sihek. And it turned into like this whole amazing initiative, and we got so many people involved, so many schools involved.
So that's my son, Taga Blas. And there goes another Sihek.
There goes another Sihek.
So here are some of the Sihek superheroes, the Sihek heroes, all the different
zoos that are helping to house our Sihek. And here's some, and cocoa. And there's some artworks of the Sihek and cocoa drawings made by students. Thank you cards. And here's some more people who are helping to house Sihek.
Yeah, all of these zoos and aquariums. We wanted to highlight what they're doing. These are the ones in 2020. We wanted to highlight the great things they're doing for us, for Guam's birds, for our birds, that they're willing to use their resources and their time and their energy and they're willing to help us. And so we wanted more people to know about it so that they would feel loved and appreciated, and they'll continue loving and appreciating what they're doing.
So we can shed light more on the amazing things that they've been doing. And here's some more artwork, of course. And
these are some of the responses we got. This is a picture of the Bronx Zoo, and those are some of the cards that we made for them, and they were really happy to get it. And then the other picture on top is
SCBI.
SCBI, the Smithsonian Conservation Biology Institute. They were also happy to get our cards too, and we were so excited that what we did was something that made them smile, made them happy, and made them feel appreciated. Something as small as like a thank you card and a project, something that they do in class that they had such an impact,
such a profound impact on them.
Yeah. And it and it made them feel good about themselves too, that hey, I'm doing something good. It's not just an assignment, it's not just service learning hours, but it's something that is doing good and it's helping. So kind of cool.
Another Sihek. And then these are Sihek banners that were paid for and printed by my grandparents, my Grandpa Ben and my Grandma Jo, and they donated it to the Department of Agriculture as well. So this shows that like anyone can help. Any help is appreciated, greatly appreciated with our Sihek and cocoa projects. And there's a picture of us in Calgary, Canada for the second workshop. And we have so many Sihek superheroes here, and it was awesome. It was awesome.
It just feels really good that we are a part of it and we can help in any capacity that we can.
And recently, during the pandemic, the Sihek team has been working on this Sihek newsletter, an email newsletter. And what this is for is that we can connect all sides of the Sihek community, so we can talk about or highlight challenges that have been going on and all the amazing efforts that zoos and the local community have been doing for outreach and everything. So there's been 3 newsletters so far.
Really cool. So this is the way that people are able to stay updated on what's going on, like what are the challenges and what are the struggles, but also what are the successes, and that some of the Sihek or new Sihek are being born, and that there's in the Department of Agriculture they're pairing up. There's a pair, and maybe there's going to be something happening soon. So It's really cool just to find out all of these, some of the things that people are doing, some of the artwork, some of the things that people don't normally know about. So, and this newsletter, if you're interested in getting the newsletter,
we will send the link in the chat so you can sign up and you can view all the past newsletters as well.
Yeah, pretty awesome. And so as part of the newsletter, what we wanted to do is we came up with a Sihek digital escape room. Our plan is to make more, but right now we've only had a chance to make one. And it's basically using Google Forms, and it's
gamified.
It's a gamified quiz, but it's a quiz that it's you don't need to know anything except you just read what's on this, which is in the escape room. And it's not tricky or anything, but if you don't get the answer right, it'll give you a clue. If you don't get the answer right, you can't move on to the next one. And so this is an example.
And this is like what the questions look like. So you just have a question, and then you can't move on until you get the question right. It'll just keep telling you a clue until you get it right.
So we talked about some projects we did with the Sihek and the cocoa. So in 2014, we came up with ideas, and I really wanted to have a conference. So I pitched an idea that, hey, let's do a conference. I can help. I can organize teachers. I can put in activities and games. I can, they can make a lesson plan. So we bounce off ideas, and out of that, this invasive species conference for teachers, and we also had one for students, was born. And then in 2013, before that, in 2013, we had 3 field trips to Coco's Island to showcase the Cocoa for Cocos project. And there's me with the Cocoa Bird.
There's my mom with the Cocoa Bird. And then this is me kissing the poster of the Cocoa Bird in 2nd grade.
That man, he already knew he loved cocos. And then here are some pictures of the invasive species conference that we had in 2014.
Oh, wild cocoa.
There's Positos. So in 2020, Suzanne had this idea that, hey, you know, we have a really old cocoa bird, and I think I visited one time, and Positos was like sad, and then when I came there, he was like happy. And so she said, hey, why don't we bring him to Sanchez, and he can hang out with you guys for a little bit. And I was like, what, really? And so out of that, the idea came. So Positos got to go on field trips. They brought Farm Agriculture would drop off Positos to the school, and we would babysit. Unfortunately, we lost him in 2020, but he'll always be an honorary Sanchez shark. Yeah, got love for him. He's a shark. But yeah, so we even made a memorial wall after we found out that he passed, just to show him how much we love him and how much we appreciate that he came and visited us and spent his last, some of his last days on Earth with us. So here are, once again, the thank you card campaign. The Sihek and our Coco running across the stream. I recommend that you spend some time investing in projects with teachers and students, that you involve us, because
we have amazing ideas that can help outreach and communicate. And if we can know what's going on, we can figure out ways that we can help in our own ways. And
yeah, the more brains you have thinking and coming up with ideas, the more hands you have helping, and the more hearts you have caring. I mean, just the more around, it's just, it has good energy. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Hi, half a day, and shout out to Mel and Napu for the outstanding work and continued involvement with the Sihek and cocoa recovery programs. All of us working with Guam's natural resources have had at least once participated in some sort of public outreach, hopefully more than once. This type of outreach is a great way to inform the public on your work, your intentions, and your goals. We visit schools, we have booths at events, we hand out stickers, posters, and inform the community with what we're doing. It's a great way to get feedback, both positive and negative. Attending schools in particular can even result in students aspiring to a career in natural resources. And let's face it, the world needs environmentalists more than ever. When I first came to Guam, there were generations not knowing what a cocoa was. In 1998, I brought a cocoa for the first time in the Liberation Day Parade. It was an amazing response that Chetlu was receiving. Many adults had astonished looks on their faces, and getting as close as they could to the vehicle, just to get a better view, they always followed with, "Is that an actual cocoa bird?" For many adults, it had been 20 to 30 years since they had seen one. Now look at Guam. The cocoa is probably the most well-known native bird, pretty much thanks to public outreach.